Unmasking the ultimate betrayal, the shocking truth behind my heartbreaking discovery. I don't even know how to start this, but I guess there's no good way to talk about your life falling apart. I'm 30. I work from home, writing code for a tech company, nothing flashy, just steady, quiet work. My wife, her name's Rachel, is 28. She's gorgeous, like, effortlessly beautiful. She's a hair and makeup artist, mostly for weddings, and she's insanely good at it. Over the last couple years, her career's really taken off. Brides were begging to book her. Word of mouth did its magic, and suddenly she was getting calls from everywhere. A lot of that rise. It's tied to a guy named Mark. Mark owns this high-end wedding venue that everyone in town knows about. Big money flows through that place, photographers, influencers, you name it. He's in his early 40s, married, 3 kids. His wife's actually pretty attractive too, especially for someone juggling a family that size. But I get it. Rachel's younger, hotter, magnetic. You can't help but notice her. Mark's been a connection. A pipeline, really. Because of him, Rachel started working with local fashion photographers, ad agencies, even landed a few small-time modeling gigs. She even appeared in some of the promotional shoots herself, like a local face for a bridal brand. That sort of thing. And as far as I knew, our marriage was solid. We'd been together since we were teenagers. High school sweethearts. She was my best friend, we'd laugh over stupid memes, binge bad reality shows, plan little weekend trips. Sex was still exciting. She surprised me with date nights. I never once felt like she was pulling away. If anything, she was closer than ever. So when it all started unraveling, it didn't hit me slowly. It hit like a damn freight train. About a week ago, I was working from the kitchen counter, sipping cold coffee, when I heard her laptop ding. She'd left it charging in the living room before heading to the gym. She doesn't like it locking itself, so she leaves it open. Careless habit. I glanced over, and saw a preview from her email pop up on screen. It was from Mark. Now, it didn't scream affair right away. It wasn't romantic or sexual. It was practical, time, place, something about being low-key. But then I saw the last line. That one sentence that punched a hole straight through me. You're incredible. I can't stop thinking about last night. Last night. She told me she was at a late shoot. Came home around 10 p.m., tired but smiling. We had dinner together like it was just another Tuesday. She even rubbed my shoulders on the couch while we watched TV. I remember feeling lucky. I sat down and opened the whole thread. My hands were shaking. Most of the messages were about work, schedules, clients, events. But scattered in between were these little moments. Mark calling her, beyond stunning, after a bridal showcase. Her replying with a polite, thank you. No heart emojis. No, I love you. Just, things that felt like they weren't meant to be read by me. Then I saw an older email about a hotel reservation. Downtown. Same place as before, apparently. It was so casual. So, rehearsed. I felt sick. I don't remember standing up, but suddenly I was pacing in the hallway, my thoughts racing. I started Googling signs of infidelity, reading blogs and forums until my eyes blurred. And yeah, some of it started clicking. Rachel's work hours had gotten weird. She'd be gone longer, even on slow days. And she'd been dressing up more lately, not just nice, but sexy. Lacy bras, new perfumes, heels she never wore before. I figured she was just keeping things fresh for me. Turns out, I was wrong. I remembered a couple nights she came home late, said there were last-minute issues with a bride, or a photographer rescheduling. I never doubted her. Never. And honestly, she wasn't pulling away. That's what made it so confusing. If anything, she was more loving. She'd crawl into my lap and kiss me out of nowhere. Leave sweet little notes by my laptop. Want sex more often than before. I felt like we were in a second honeymoon phase. That's what hurts the most. I didn't see it coming because I didn't feel her slipping away. I started digging deeper. One afternoon while she was out running errands, I used the excuse of cleaning to snoop around. In one of her makeup drawers, tucked behind an old eyeshadow palette, was a little black jewelry box. Inside was a necklace. Elegant, gold, definitely pricey. I never bought it. Later that night, I asked about it, casually, like I didn't care. She smiled and said it was a gift from a client. Bridal party thank you, she claimed. Seemed believable at the time. But now, knowing what I know, that necklace burns in my brain. And then, once you notice one thing, it's like a switch flips and you start seeing everything. The subtle changes. The different underwear. The sudden attention to grooming, even when she said she was just going grocery shopping. I thought it was for me. Jesus. I've been copying the emails to my own computer. Reading them. Rereading them. Torturing myself, really. They go back about a year, around the time her business really exploded. And here's the thing. I don't think she's in love with Mark. I've read everything. He's head over heels, for sure. But she's emotionally detached. No, I miss you, no, can't wait to see you. Just dry replies. One time she even wrote, go tell that to your wife. But does that even matter? She's sleeping with him. She's lying to me. And I'm sitting here pretending nothing's changed while she kisses me goodnight and tells me I'm her everything. I haven't brought it up yet. I keep thinking I need more proof. But maybe I'm just stalling because once I say it out loud, there's no coming back. I started looking into divorce laws, turns out we're in an at-fault state. No kids. If I prove adultery, she doesn't get spousal support. But even with that, I can't shake the fear. What if she twists it? Tells our families I was abusive or neglectful. Makes up lies to protect herself. I mean, I never thought she'd cheat, and now here we are. It's almost 2 a.m. I'm buzzed, typing this out like some stranger on the internet can tell me what to do next. I'll probably post this on Reddit or something. Maybe someone's been through it. Maybe they'll say something that makes this feel less like the end of the world. Because I still can't tell if her feelings for him matter, or if the fact that she's with him is already the end of everything that mattered to me. After I found the emails, I started to spiral. Not in a screaming, throwing things kind of way. That would have been easier, actually. No, this was colder. Slower. Like frost creeping across a windowpane, cracking the surface just enough for everything to fall through. I stopped asking questions out loud and started finding answers in silence. The first thing I did was order a few cameras off the internet. Tiny ones, built to look like smoke detectors. The kind you screw into the ceiling and forget they're even there. I told Rachel, sorry, Emily, let's call her that now, I told Emily that our home insurance would go down if we had detectors in every room. She bought it without question. I also picked up a book. One with a nice title, How to Be a Great Husband, Discover the Secrets to a Happy Marriage Without Changing Your Wife. I left it on the coffee table. Made sure it was angled just right, visible but not too obvious. She saw it. I know she did. Her eyes lingered on it for just a second too long. And then came the GPS tracker. I got one with a magnetic base and a voice-activated recorder, VR, plus some industrial Velcro. I'd read about it all on Reddit forums. Turns out there's a whole underground of betrayed spouses trading war stories and spy tips like soldiers in a Cold War. I tested the VR first. Slid it into the centerpiece on our dining room table, told Emily I wanted to have a real talk. Hey, honey, I said, I'm doing a personal inventory. Trying to be a better husband. I want to ask you some serious questions, and I need serious answers. Okay. She smiled, caught off guard but flattered. Do you feel I've ever abused you in our marriage? She blinked. What? No. Of course not. Do you feel I've ever cheated on you? She hesitated. Just a beat. But then said no. And finally, is there anything you feel I could do to improve myself as a husband? She said she wished we made love more. Can't say I blamed her. I'd stopped initiating ever since I got suspicious, and when I did try, my heart wasn't in it. I could tell she felt it. I think part of her was starting to sense that something had shifted between us, but she didn't know just how deep the break ran. That conversation was important. Because now, I had it all recorded. Uploaded it to the cloud, labeled it with a date and time. Proof that she couldn't later claim I was abusive or unfaithful. A shield, just in case she tried to turn the narrative around. I did the rest too. Taped over the display on the VR so it wouldn't glow in the dark, snipped the tip off a pair of earbuds and plugged it into the jack so it'd stay silent under her driver's seat. She never noticed. I was in deeper now than I ever thought I'd go. But the truth? Once you cross the line into secret recording devices, you stop seeing it as paranoia. You see it as survival. Now rewind the clock to Christmas. It was her family's turn that year. We spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at her parents' house. Her sister was there with her husband and kid, and the house was full of noise, food, and that holiday kind of chaos. It should have felt warm. Instead, it felt like a performance. Midday on Christmas Eve, a gift bag showed up. Hand-delivered. I didn't see who dropped it off, but her mom said it was some teenager. The tag said to Emily, from Santa. Cute, right? Inside was a gold bracelet. Classy, expensive looking. Her mom and sister gasped like it was a Tiffany original. Emily played it off like it was from a bridal party she'd worked with, one getting married on the 28th, said they gave her a bonus for squeezing them in last minute. Yeah. Right. Because bridal parties regularly send anonymous gifts through teenagers, and sign them from Santa. She thought I'd believe that. She must think I'm stupid. I laughed and nodded like I bought it. MIL and FIL followed my lead. But in my head, I was boiling. I excused myself, went to the bathroom, stared at the sink, and clenched my fists until my knuckles turned white. Later that night, I saw her in the backyard on her phone. She was pacing. Angry. Hands flying through the air like she was chewing someone out. I didn't hear what she said, but I know who she was talking to. I think she was reading him the riot act, probably for almost blowing their cover. Fast forward to New Year's Eve. She had the 28th wedding, then another bride on the 4th. I tried to act normal, but every buzz and ding from her phone made my stomach twist. She said the 4th bride was a total bridezilla, constantly messaging her with last-minute changes. Fine. I played along. On New Year's Eve, she got dressed up. Not overly fancy, but hot. Tight dress. Hair curled. Looked like she was headed to a rooftop party, not a stressed-out client meeting. She said she had to meet with the bride for a quick consult and promised she'd be back before midnight. Said she wouldn't miss our traditional countdown kiss for anything. She came back at 2:30 a.m. Not with a buzz. Not with a smile. She was sobbing. Like, full body shaking, mascara running, can't catch her breath crying. She ran straight to the bathroom, locked the door. I waited, confused, cold, hollow. When she came out 10 minutes later, her eyes were red, her voice trembling. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. I asked what happened. She said she was upset because she missed the countdown. That every year since we got married, we kissed when the clock struck 12, and this year she wasn't there. I stared at her. That was it? That's what she was crying about? No. I pushed further. Asked her what she was really sorry for. She swore that was it. I looked her in the eye and asked point blank, "Did you cheat on me?" She didn't even pause. Just shook her head and swore she didn't. "I love you," she whispered. I would never. But I already knew. She had every chance to come clean. She chose to lie instead. So that was the turning point. After that, I stopped wondering. Stopped doubting myself. I put up the cameras. I double-checked the VR. I started calling attorneys. Not because I was ready to leave yet. But because I needed to be ready when the final nail went into this coffin. It's been a long, quiet stretch since then. I'm not updating this every day, most of the time, I'm just waiting. Watching. Collecting. Like a hunter in the woods, frozen still, waiting for the prey to wander into sight. I don't know how long I'll keep this up. But I do know what I'm waiting for. Something undeniable. Something she can't talk her way out of. Until then. I'm here. Reading stories like mine. Learning from people who've been through it and lived to tell the tale. And when the moment comes, she won't see it coming. I got the confirmation I was dreading. The VR in Rachel's car, it picked up everything. She's cheating. No more wondering. No more paranoia. It's real. And it feels like my chest is caving in. I've already retained a lawyer, had been talking to a few since before Christmas, actually. Reddit came through there. They said I'd probably need a PI too if I wanted a solid case for an at-fault divorce. So yeah. I'm hiring one. My dad's helping with the cost. He's taking out a HELOC on his house. That alone makes me feel like shit. Like I'm a kid again who broke something expensive and has to ask dad for help fixing it. Anyway. I finally sat down and listened through the VR recordings. Mostly mundane stuff, business calls, a few personal ones, a lot of Taylor Swift sing-alongs. Then there it was. Her voice. His voice. Derek. They hadn't talked since New Year's Eve, apparently. She was pissed at him. For the Christmas gift. For keeping her out late on NYE. At first, he brushed her off, all arrogant and smug. But when she told him I had questioned her that night, asked her point blank if she was cheating, he got real serious, real fast. Wanted to know if I'd mentioned his name. I didn't. He said he thought she had me handled. Then he asked if she'd always used the card. I assumed some burner or secret payment method. She said yes. He asked if she wanted to meet. That's when she started crying. She told him it wasn't fun anymore. That she couldn't do this. That she wasn't going to lose her marriage over it. Too late, sweetheart. He told her to keep lying to me. Told her not to call him again on his phone. Said they'd talk next time they met in person. He told her to delete everything. She said she already had. After that, she called Lindsay. Her best friend. I used to think Lindsay was our friend. Nope. Lindsay knows about the affair. And she's all in on helping Rachel hide it. Rachel was crying on the phone, saying she thought I suspected something. Lindsay told her to lie. Told her to cut things off with Derek only because if I ever found out, I'd definitely divorce her. Thanks for the character insight, Lindsay. Really appreciate it. So now I'm sitting here wondering, should I tell Lindsay's husband what she's been up to? Would you want to know if your spouse was actively encouraging infidelity behind your back? My attorney says I'm collecting good evidence. I gave her the recordings. I told her what Rachel said about ending it with Derek and about that card he mentioned. She told me to look for it, photograph it if I find it, perfectly legal since it's in our shared home, and send it to her. She'll subpoena the statements. She also told me not to buy into the "I'm ending it" act. That's just manipulation unless proven otherwise. And about the PI, yeah, she wants me to hire one. Even with everything I've gathered, she says it's not the same. A PI's testimony and evidence carries more weight in court. They're professionals. Impartial. She said the goal is to gather so much that Rachel's lawyer won't want to go to trial. If we subpoena Derek, he goes down too. She even said she wouldn't be surprised if he ends up paying for Rachel's lawyer. Which would be really stupid, because that attorney would be loyal to him, not her. But hey, maybe that's exactly the kind of dumbass move he'd make. I'm meeting the PI on Monday. In the meantime, Rachel's been love bombing me. That's the only term for it. Every day it's some new compliment, some new fantasy about our future. She's planning trips. Wants to start a family. Talking about how lucky she is to have me. All I hear is noise. I look at her mouth and think of where it's been. I think about her kissing me after going down on him. 9 months. 9 goddamn months of sloppy seconds. And now she wants to have my baby. With my name. Share my life. I want to scream at her. I want to hold her. I want to run from her. I want her to beg me to stay, and I want to watch her cry when I walk out the door anyway. I hate her. I love her. I'm a walking contradiction and I'm starting to wonder if I'm losing it. My lawyer told me to get into counseling. She's right. I need it. I need someone to tell me I'm not crazy for feeling everything at once. Because this isn't just betrayal. It's a complete dismantling of the life I thought I had. This is war inside my own heart. And it's only just begun. A couple of weeks ago, I got an STI test. Thankfully, the results came back negative, but my doctor gave me the HPV vaccine anyway. He said it wouldn't show up on the test if I'd been exposed, and it could take years to appear. So now, I have to check myself for warts for the next several years. Yeah, that's my new hobby. Then there's the recording issue. I didn't realize at the time, but in my state, it's illegal to record someone without their consent unless you're involved in the conversation. So, the recordings between Rachel and Lindsay, and Rachel and Derek. Totally illegal. Thankfully, I sent them to my attorney, so they're protected by attorney-client privilege, but I still have to delete them. The emails I downloaded are still good evidence though, and they confirmed the affair. On my attorney's advice, I hired a private investigator, PI. I gave him the GPS tracker details for Rachel's car. After hearing my story, he decided to focus on Derek instead of Rachel. He said it seemed like Derek was more into Rachel than she was into him. Apparently, Derek was pursuing her. He told me men don't like needy mistresses, and women don't like needy men. That explained a lot. Following my lawyer's advice, I stopped sleeping with Rachel. I told her I was stressed about work layoffs. She seemed frustrated by it, which made it even harder to live with her, pretending everything was fine. Now, Derek and I are both getting the cold shoulder from Rachel. The worst part? I still have to listen to her say, "I love you." Derek doesn't. That used to mean the world to me, but now. I'm just so angry. I want to love her again, but my therapist says this feeling is called ambivalence, mixed emotions. Honestly, even thinking about it makes me sick. Valentine's Day came around, and the PI told me Derek had sent flowers and a gift to Rachel at her salon. When she saw them, she tossed them in the dumpster without even looking. The PI retrieved them. Expensive lingerie, a dozen roses, a Valentine's Day card, and a note. The notes were practically love letters. Proof of the affair. Rachel left work to meet Derek in a secluded hotel parking lot. The PI got it all on film, about 45 minutes of them talking, with lots of body language that made it clear they had a relationship. Just as this was happening, I got a weird, "I love you" phone call from Rachel. Her voice sounded off, like she was checking in on me, and I didn't buy it. My lawyer suggested I check Rachel's appointment book from the last year. It was full of meetings with Derek that she'd called business meetings. I found a Mont Blanc pen in her purse, which I didn't buy for her. Guess who did? Derek. On Valentine's Day, Rachel worked all day and night, helping other women get ready for their dates. She came home exhausted, tried to initiate something, but I just pampered her. Not for her sake, for mine. I wanted to be a good husband, so she'd miss me when I'm gone. Maybe it's my way of love bombing her. I don't know. But I'm not sure if I'm doing it so that she feels the pain when I leave or because I'll miss moments like this. The good news is, the parking lot meeting and the Valentine's gifts are enough evidence to serve Rachel with divorce papers. We'll do it privately, through the PI. He's also a process server, so it'll be quick. Honestly, accusing her of cheating on New Year's Eve might have been a mistake. Rachel knows something's off. She's been staring at me, asking for reassurance that everything's okay. I keep lying, but I'm struggling to pretend when I don't even believe it myself. I can't get past this betrayal. It doesn't matter that Rachel didn't love Derek. She still had sex with him for 9 months, then came home and kissed me with that same mouth. I'd hate myself forever if I went back to her, and I'd hate myself even more for treating her badly because of jealousy and anger. No one deserves that. I refuse to live like that. I love who I thought Rachel was too much to let her live like that. That's why I'm going to ghost her when she gets served. I'll have the PI serve her the papers, get Derek's credit card statement subpoenaed, and tell Lindsay's husband about her involvement. I'll leave before Rachel has a chance to react. I'll leave a note, my lawyer's card, and my wedding ring. I've been thinking of writing something like, "Do you like rich daddies?" Yes XNO, but honestly, I know I won't. I'll probably write something short and simple, like, "I know. Bye." I know Rachel will at least think she loves me. She'll beg, cry, and try everything to win me back. But I'll cave. I'm not ghosting her because I'm strong. I'm ghosting her because I'm weak. I used to think it would hurt worse if she fell in love with Derek. But now, that would have been easier. If she didn't want me, I'd at least have my answer. But she does want me, yet she's already broken us beyond repair. And that hurts more than anything.